Hi students, welcome back. Let's continue with our subject artificial intelligence. The next topic in this subject is agents environment in AI. So far you had seen different types of agents in AI. Now let's see what are the agent environment in AI. An environment is everything in the world which surrounds the agent, but it is not a part of the agent itself. So we have to remember this point. I already explained that environment is nothing but whatever the artificial intelligence, that machine is able to see, okay, and it's work based on the conditions of the environment, okay, that you call it as an environment. And environment is everything in the world, okay, it's everything in the world which surrounds the agent. So this point you have to remember, that which surrounds the agent, but it is not the part of an agent itself. It is not the part of an agent. It is surrounds the agent, that you call it as an environment. Suppose here I am writing everything, okay, this you call this is an agent. So outside this, whatever I am able to see, that is an environment. An environment can be described as a situation in which an agent is present. So it's just, you can in simple words we can say it is just a situation in which agent is present. So I am an agent, okay, I'm explaining everything and here I'm writing everything. So this is an agent. So here so many people are watching this video. Those are all called as environments. Means it's just a situation. It's a or else it's recording the video. Okay, I'm recording the video and different people are watching everything. That's the surroundings, you call it as an environment. An environment can be described as a situation in which an agent is present. Now let's see what are the features of environment. An environment can have various features from the point of view of an agent. So here we are talking about the features of environment in the view of agent. So remember this point. In the view of agent, an environment has various features. So what are they? Fully observable versus partially observable. So here the environment in the view of agent, the agent can fully observe the environment or partially observe. The environment may be a static or dynamic. A static versus dynamic in the view of an agent. It may be a discrete versus continuous. Deterministic versus stochastic. Single agent versus multi-agent. Episodic versus sequential, known versus unknown, accessible versus inaccessible. So these are all the features of environment in the view of agent. Features of environment. So let us discuss one by one. So first I said it is a fully observable versus partially observable. So what is this fully observable and what is this partially? If an agent sensor, okay, if an agent sensor can sense the complete state of an environment at each point of time, then it is called fully observable environment. Now, suppose if you are taking any automatic self-driving car, so that is an agent. So here this agent is fully observing the environment, means whatever the maps or the signals or the sensors, everything is inactive and it is able to observe everything, okay, surrounding to that car, okay, that is a fully observable agent. An environment at each point of time, that is it is called, means if an agent sensor can sense the complete state of an environment at each point of time, then it is fully observable environment. Or else it is partially. Suppose if it is not observing everything in the environment, then you can say it is a partially observable. And coming to the another feature, deterministic versus stochastic. So what is this deterministic versus stochastic in the view of agent about environment? If an agent current state, means at present state, and selected action can completely determine the next state of environment, then such environment is called determinist. Means whenever the current state is able to determine the next state of environment, then we can say it is deterministic. Means it is stick to that point. That agent is stick to that point so that he can able to see the current status as well as the next state of the environment. So if you take the Google Maps, so here in the Google Maps it's just automatically detecting the traffic situation. So at present, what is the traffic situation? So whatever the point we are able to reach, in between that, the next state, it's checking the complete status. So that is a deterministic. We call that type of it is a deterministic. So then what about the stochastic? A stochastic environment is random in nature. So it should be in random in nature and cannot be determined completely by an agent. So here the agent cannot determine completely. So whenever the situation is arises, then only it can able to find out. But it cannot fit to the deterministic. It cannot be determined completely. It's random in nature. And another type of the feature is the episodic versus sequential. So what is this episodic versus sequential? In episodic environment, there is a series of one-shot actions and only the current perspective is required for that action. So that you call it as episodic environment. Then what about the sequential? In sequential, an agent requires many of past actions to determine the next best action. Means once it is completed, then it takes the next part. So when it completes the first part, whenever the agent requires the money of past action, whatever the action that it is completed, the past action, whenever it is fully paid, then only it goes to the next best action. That is a sequential. Episodic means the series of one-shot actions and only the current percept is required for that action. And another one, single versus multi-agent. Single, the name itself it is saying it is a single one, and here the multiple things are there. If only one agent is involved in an environment, and operating by itself, then such an environment you call it as a single. If only one person is able to, one agent is involved in the environment and it is that agent itself operating that, then such is single agent. Then what about the multiple agent? Just opposite. If multiple agents are operating in an environment, then such environment is called multi-agent. So we are talking the features of the environment in the view of the agent, because the agent is surrounded by the environment. Next one, static versus dynamic. So if environment can change itself while an agent is deliberating, then such environment is called dynamic. Whenever the environment is changing itself dynamically, okay, changes itself while an agent is deliberating. So such type is dynamic. Otherwise it is a static. So the example for static and dynamic you can take the taxi driving. The taxi driving is an example of dynamic, and whereas a crossword puzzle are examples of static. So taxi driving is automatically changing. Okay, it's a dynamic environment. It's based on the traffic situations. It may increase the car speed. It can decrease the car speed. Okay, the environment can change itself while an agent is deliberating that. Then such environment we call it as dynamic. That is a taxi driving. And the crossword puzzles. So the crossword puzzles is a fixed one. So it is a static one. So these are all the features of this environment. Thank you.